And we're live. Hello, Freemason Podcast Nation. We're just getting ready to start our show in a little bit. Thank you for joining in and signing on early. And I promise it'll probably... Oh, yeah.
Would you like a brain grenade?
Of course I would. We're planning on a very fun and eventful evening and some good conversation. So stick with us. We will... It's going to be one of those nights. Those of you that have been with us for a while know that when we say it's going to be one of those nights.
It's going to be a Buffalo Trace night.
That's a Glendalough night, which is even better than Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace night, go back to episode 15 or 16, and you'll get to hear what a Buffalo Trace episode looks like.
Oh, hold on. I got to switch the screen. Keep talking, Joe.
All right. So we're going to switch the screen here. We're going to go. Maybe I'll sing a little bit. You want me to sing a little bit?
How's that chair doing?
This chair is fine. It's just a little, it's probably could use some tightening, but I'm gonna go a little Whitney Houston, Teddy Pendergrass here. If
you're not starting that shit, are you?
What? You told me to kill time. I'm killing time.
All right, we're good. We're good.
Oh, what do you mean? I was getting ready to get started. It's a nice duet. You want to be
Don't be a
Whitney or
freaking
Teddy?
child.
You want to be Whitney or Teddy?
I don't want to be either one.
You got to be one of them.
No.
Teddy Pendergrass, God rest his soul. Whitney Houston, not so much. What? I can't say that?
You clearly are on your shit. Awesome. All right,
It's what it
ready?
is. I'm ready.
Wait.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Freemasons Podcast with your hosts, Right Worshipful Brother George Marjorie.
Worshipful Brother Joe.
We are doing episode one. Jesus Christ, 204.
Yeah.
Lodge/brotherly competition.
And as you can see,
Or
Worshipful
rivalry.
Brother Ken is not here.
He
with
is
us.
here. You just can't see him because he's transparent.
Oh, that's true. It's the lighting. It's just the lighting. No, he's actually got a Master Mason degree at his mother lodge this evening, so he's there making Master Masons, and we're here holding down the fort and gonna have some fun tonight.
PSK Auto, greetings from Pittsburgh, brothers. PSK, what's going on?
PSK. I'm actually gonna be out in that area very soon. So.
Sorry, haven't gotten in touch, George. My wedding is this Saturday. Life has been so crazy. Yes, we're supposed to do an interview for his table lodge.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I did not forget about it.
Right, Worshipful Brother Josh Mantello. How long before this goes off the rails? My brother?
It's already off the rails.
It's already there. We're going off the rails on the crazy train.
We started off at Jimmy's, going off the rails. So.
Daniel Valdez, give it 20 minutes. You are way giving us too much credit on that. Charles Bauer, howdy from Texas. Josh Mantello, wow, you're optimistic. Must be going responding.
Better to be an optimistic than a pessimistic, because it wouldn't work anyway.
Right, and as my father always said, better to be pissed off than pissed on.
I didn't hear any of that. All I heard is, get in here, you little bastard.
Which, by the way,
I thought my name was son of a bitch for the longest time.
well, it's a Native American name of the
That was an old Cosby skit.
son of a bitch. That's
Yeah, Cosby. He always said, he's like, him and his brother always thought that their names were goddamn it, son of a...
My brother often said he was going to start a
I mean, that was prior roofies, but whatever.
Italian clothing company called Sonoma Beach.
PSK
Sonoma
Auto,
Beach.
his wedding day is Saturday. So congratulations on getting married, and also my condolences.
Congrats.
Anyway, this episode is going to be talking about brotherly competition and or rivalries. But first, I do have a couple things on YouTube.
And let me see.
if I
Let me
can.
see if I can pull up it. I still can't pull up anything. Hey, laughs on Zuckerberger this week, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Screw
I
that
joined
guy,
Facebook
huh?
again. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, it crashes and he gets a whistleblower.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to do with it.
No, of course you didn't.
Aurelio Rodriguez. Let's see here. What else have I got? Eddie Pandas. All right.
Like the bear?
I don't know. It just sounded cool. Like, I don't know. He should
Eddie
be part of.
Pandas, like Joey Rhinos. Is Eddie Pandas?
Sound like he should be part of fucking Van Halen or something. Katil Oslin.
Georgie Marmosets. Those are the little monkeys. Just so you know.
George King. That's all I got. So thank you for those on YouTube who subscribe to us. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and share our shenanigans, if you will.
Yeah, and they're quite good shenanigans.
They are quite good shenanigans.
It's funny how many comments I've gotten.
I swear to God, if you say shenanigans one more time, I'm going to pistol whip you. Hey, Farvo, what was that place that you liked with all the goofy shit on the walls? Shenanigans. Oh!
What's wrong with you? You can't do this.
Sure I can.
It's like I feel like we're in Blazing Saddles. Excuse me while I whip this out. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It's a family show.
Is it though? Is it?
It's really not. If you're watching with family right now.
The ghost turned the other lights on.
No, Kenny showed up. Kenny just walked in. Hi, Kenny.
Shit. Ken is on a masturbation degree, but yeah, this is already off.
He's like the John Cena of the podcast. You can't see me.
We just had our Lodge versus Lodge bowling night. It was a good time. Yeah.
I want pugil sticks.
Pugil sticks?
Yes. Lodge versus Lodge. Pugil sticks on like American Gladiator style up on a pedestal.
That would be cool. Wow, why are all the lights just randomly kicking on at random times?
Or Ken's legs.
Well, I mean, it's better. I like that idea, the pugil sticks. Because, I mean,
proper headgear and protective equipment.
If it was a chili cook-off, you already lost.
Oh, you son of a... That's okay.
That's none of my business.
One of these days, you ever see that old...
What a leader of
cola. You ever see that old... it was on like during Bugs Bunny and those, but it wasn't Bugs Bunny. It was the bulldog and the cat, and the bulldog was like a big bully, and at the end, they load him up with gravy. And they're like, and this time, I didn't forget the gravy. And they like feed the bulldog until he's about to explode, and they stick a freaking funnel in his mouth and start pouring gravy down it because he was a bully. That's what I'm gonna do to you with the chili. And this time, I didn't forget the chili. It's gonna happen to you. When's the Danny versus George boxing competition? I don't think that's going to happen. That's going to be on Danny. It's
going to be on Danny. He had some eye surgery. I wish him the best, but I don't want to pop an eye out.
It reminds me of the expression like a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, but slightly different. Slightly different.
I'll just stay to his left side the entire time.
Go southpaw on him. I'm a southpaw. I fight southpaw. Actually, I'm an ambidextrous fighter.
See, I'm short. I'm an ankle biter.
You get a lot of low blows.
Anyway, I already covered the YouTube. Oh, we had an apple. Let me try that. Let me do apple. It was actually on it was a Canadian who liked us. I have to find it because apple's kind of funny.
Oh,
apple's funny. For whatever reason, it doesn't show other countries. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow, we got a bunch. Hold on. Let's see here.
Okay, come on.
Great. 5-star review. Irishman 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Think he's Irish?
It's what he says. I don't know. His name is Irishman. Okay. I am an MM from Virginia, and I just started listening. I love the format.
That is not an Irish accent.
I don't know. I'm trying.
That's horrible. Read it like you're fucking Lucky. Oh,
all right.
Sorry. Like you're Lucky from Lucky Charms.
I'm from
whoever
Virginia,
thought that I'd be the first one to drop
started listening. I love the format and information so far. 10 episodes in. Oof. They got some catching up to do. It's got a long way to go. But thank you for the 5-star review. And the other one, informative and understanding. Understanding? Are we understanding? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're pretty.
Yeah, we're informative.
Some more than others, but bad habit. Which Habbit.
You've got Hobbit on the mind.
Shut up. Small. 63 in the 5-star review. Hello from Ohio. I've been listening for a little while since I joined Freemasonry back in January of 2021. Absolutely love the podcast.
Shout out to Ohio.
Hell yeah. Absolutely love this podcast and is the only one I'm excited to see in the notifications about being new episodes. Being a truck driver and traveling all the time. Here
you go.
Here's to a driver. We're going to talk about my little truck driving experience today in a little bit.
Yes, we will.
Being a truck driver and traveling all the time really makes me appreciate you guys bringing up subjects or ideas to talk about that people wouldn't think of. I try.
We do pick some topics that are pretty well out there.
Yeah. I mean, the last one we did was the Civil War one?
We've done,
It's a
we've
thought.
done some apocalyptic things.
We did Robo-Masons. We've done aliens. We've done a lot of stuff.
We've done a lot of stuff.
Sometimes you got to think outside the box. What are you going to talk about? King Hiram all the time?
Right. I mean, you're not going to get that on other podcasts. You can gather.
I'll take an assist on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. You could take any other podcast, gather them around a table, and you won't get that kind of.
I just want to say, we were down at Jimmy's before because you were hangry. Hangry.
No, I'm good.
You were hangry.
No, I'm not hangry. I was a little bit hungry. Yeah.
Yeah, hangry.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go.
That's where you get to a point where you're hungry and you're hangry. So you were hangry.
I was hangry.
But we had a couple before, and this is usually dangerous territory for me and Joe.
We'll be good.
Being a truck driver, I'm traveling.
Literally, just for the record, so people don't think we're downstairs getting smashed, we literally had a couple.
We had two beers and a shot, I think.
Why'd you have to admit the shot? What's wrong with you? Just follow my lead from here out.
All right, fine. And he's talking about really appreciate you bringing up subjects or ideas that people wouldn't think of. Definitely recommending you to a lot of brothers I've met on the road. Hey, thank you very much. I ask for a toast to you three, and you can include Puppet George. Now, F him. He's a...
We're still talking about the puppet, or are we talking about Ken?
Oh, no, he was saying he wants to, I ask for a toast to you three, and you can include Puppet George. I hate that freaking puppet. I wish that damn concept never came.
Who came up with that?
You did.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's my show. You brought that crap into this.
I just wanted to hear you say it.
You brought that crap into the podcast thing.
Crap. The man has interviewed people from all over the world. From Holland, from across the pond.
To our friend Carl and the Widow Sons, who literally gave us one-word answers during the...
Worst interview ever. Absolutely.
Anyway, Joe, let's do... Let's toast them. Let's toast the apples and the YouTube likes.
All righty. Brother, right hand to arms.
To arms.
Ready.
Ready.
Aim.
Aim.
Fire good fire. Fire all. Together, brother.
Vivat, vivat, vivat. In perfect sync.
Yeah.
Ish.
First clap was a little off.
First clap was off because
the glasses were perfect.
I grabbed the headphone wire. That's why.
You're used to grabbing small wires. Shouldn't distract.
Yeah, so let's talk about truck drivers today.
Truck driver.
I got lit up by a Satan seed today. I was driving down the road in my truck, minding my own business, rocking out to
Trying to loosen your load?
Trying to
7 women on your mind?
I was eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. But I'm literally driving down the road, minding my own business, listening to my Gwen Stefani album, and
which were like Gwen Stefani or No Doubt?
The shit was bananas because a fucking bee,
B-A-N-A-N-A-S,
a bee flies in the window and attacks my neck for no reason. Like, listen, douche, I didn't tell you to fly into the window, but lands into the cab and then stabs me in the neck like 5 times. It still hurts. It's still sore. So here I am taxiing down the road, getting lit up by a bee. So what's the first reaction? Rip your shirt off, right? Because he's underneath the shirt.
Yeah, you
so now I'm
shirt off.
Flying down 91, trying to
by
not
the way,
only pull my shirt
I'm going
off,
to tell you a funny story that's similar.
Screaming like a little bitch, like trying to get the freaking the shirt off because the bee is stabbing me. So now I throw the shirt on the ground. I'm stomping the shit out of the shirt, and that's how my day started.
Yeah.
Oh, not to mention I also got grabbed by the DOT at a random check. Not that I had anything to worry about, but still, it's just one of those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit. Good song.
Charles Bauer, that song is the only way George could spell bananas. Good job, George.
Fair point. And you know what, Charles? That was a good one. I appreciate that.
So I can
Let's give him a round of applause.
I could one up you on taking the shirt off story.
All right.
And I don't know. I didn't know why I did this at the time.
You know what it's like, though, driving down the road with your tits out in a truck where everybody can freaking see what's going on?
Wait till my story.
Go ahead.
But
listen.
I can tell you, I understood this after speaking to some law enforcement personnel, and apparently it's a more common thing than I knew.
Right.
I'm flying home from a meeting in Orlando, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I ate at the Chili's in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea.
Oh.
Okay. What I didn't know then that I know now.
The gurgle wasn't air.
It was not. It was actually a major gallbladder attack, which is extremely painful.
Okay.
It's right there because it's gallstones. It's right up there with kidney stones and giving birth.
Those suck.
Yeah.
I had kidney stones.
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
it's right there
Not
because
fun.
the gallstones get stuck in your bile duct, and it's the same freaking thing. But I didn't know this was happening. And I'm driving home from LaGuardia, not knowing what the hell, and I am in such massive abdominal pain. I don't know what to do.
Right.
I pull over at the on the Merritt Parkway. There's a mobile station right between Greenwich, Port Chester,
right,
northbound, right there. Mm-hmm. I took off my pants. I don't know why. I felt like because it felt like I had gotten kicked in the you-know-whats.
Right.
So the first thing is I need to set them free.
You have to.
Because maybe that'll help. Well, it didn't help.
So
I'm driving there. For all I knew, I was having a heart attack.
Right.
And you hear stories about, hey, this guy like crashed and died on the side of the road, and he wasn't wearing pants. and that was me. But here's what I talked to some buddies that were in law enforcement, and like first responders and EMT, and maybe Devaney can chime in and confirm this. But apparently, a lot of people, like when they're having heart attacks, they don't know what to do. So instinctually, they take their pants off. Really? And they find a lot of people dead without pants on because for some reason it's wired in our psyche.
Right.
Take your pants off. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. But that was almost me. Thankfully, it was a gallbladder attack. I had it taken out like 2 or 3 weeks later.
Really?
But it was awful. It was awful. And in my mind, in my worst pain that I've ever had in my entire life, my first thought was, I got to take my pants off.
So, I mean, we're doing Lodge Competition here, but this is a PSA for all men right here. Because, and even women in certain respects here, but my kidney stones were the most painful thing, and I'm no bitch for pain. The kidney stones were the most painful thing that ever happened. So listen to this shit, right? I'm at work, and I was moving a window, right? I was moving a window, and I was putting it on the forklift, and I'm like, God damn, like, I tweaked my back really good, like, really, like, right by my lower back. I'm like, I've never had lower back pain before. I'm like, oh, wow, I really got, like, this is what it feels like? This sucks, right? So I bend down, and I'm doing the beauty queens, you know, the beauty queen stretch, right? Where you put your one leg over the other, and you use your elbow to twist your body like that and everything. So I'm sitting there in the car, and I'm like, oh, man, this is freaking painful. So I get up, you know, I'm walking around, and I sit in the back of the truck, and I'm like, man, this doesn't feel right. Like, my back is really killing me. So I'm like, this sucks. Right? I'm like, I got to take a shit. Like, I got to go to the bathroom. That's what I felt, right? So I go in the bathroom, I'm sitting there, nothing's happening. I'm like,
because that's always your first instinct when you're getting a weird pain.
Right.
It's like even when you get kicked.
So in a sense, I pulled my pants off, right?
Yes.
So I said, I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Devaney, where are you? Weigh in on this.
I gotta drop a hot one. Right. I have to.
Yeah.
Like,
because that makes everything feel better. Get the poison out.
I got to a point where I'm like, all right, I don't feel the pain anymore. I pulled my pants up. You know, didn't have to go to the bathroom. Obviously, get up, wash my hands, walk out of the bathroom, and let me tell you, my entire body went flush.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was going to faint. And I literally ping-ponged off of the racks to get to my boss's office. And at that point, I mean, the pain was like literally Tyson was punching me in the kidney. And I'm like, oh, my God. And let me tell you, I know that, and please, you know, don't take this as, do not do this illegally. But when the ambulance showed up and stuffed me full of fentanyl, it was like I felt like beauty queen at that point.
Oh, God. I remember it. So here's the funny thing.
They shot me with that shit, and I was like, hey.
I had this done about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And I can tell you, I was in so much pain. Like, as I'm sitting in the hospital room, I'm looking for a scalpel to cut it out myself. Because at that point, I knew what it was. Like, when I ended up in the ER twice afterwards, because when you eat bad stuff, it shifts everything up. If I could have had a scalpel, because the pain is like right here.
Oh, really?
I would have fucking cut it out myself if I could. That's how much pain I was in. And then my man Daryl came in. He was the anesthesiologist. Popped some morphine in my IV.
Oh.
He was the best. He was the best. All of a sudden, I remember, I'll never forget, Patriots were playing the Broncos that year. That's the year Gostkowski missed the extra point early on, and it cost them the game at the end. But I didn't care because Darryl was a Denver Broncos fan. And I'm like, you know what, my man? I'm rooting for the Broncos. And every time they wheeled me in for X-rays and back and ultrasounds, I'd pass him in another room, and I'm like, that's my man, Darryl. That's my man. And I'm like, Darryl.
So, I finally went to the hospital. They were like, oh, yeah, you got a kidney stone. There's nothing you can do about it. I had no idea what a kidney stone felt like. I do now, right?
It's bad.
So, and this is a PSA for everybody who's listening or may future listen and watch this. Drink water, because that was my biggest downfalls. I don't drink water. My philosophy was always, there's water in beer. There's water in coffee. Drink water.
Drink plenty of water.
Drink plenty of water.
That actually cures most ailments.
So
sleep and water.
So I get home, and let me tell you, like literally after the morphine and the fentanyl wear off, like I was in the bathroom literally crying. I had to go to the urologist the next day. See, and he was a freaking Asian guy, and he was fucking awesome. Like, he did a great job on me. And so they bring me to – I have surgery, and the first time they do is they do my right side because it was both kidneys that were impacted, right? They're loaded. And one was a 7-millimeter kidney stone that was in the shape of an arrowhead, like Geronimo shot me in the back or whatever, Jesus. Right? So they had to go up inside me and play Qzar and laser blast all these things up, right? They put a 12-inch piece of government plastic in my urethra.
Yes.
Hold on. Wait. Here's the best part. So
I hear taking it out is the worst part of the whole routine.
So I'm there, and I'm with Stephanie, right? And we go in there, right? And this is after they did the surgery and everything. And we go in there, and we're sitting there in the urologist's office because that's where they were going to take it out, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking, like, anesthesia, put me under. I have no idea what's going on. So in comes this little Asian nurse, right? And I kind of got a chuckle out of that one because... But whatever the case, the chuckle didn't last very long because this dude comes in with an M16 looking pickle fork and crams it up my cram hole, if you know what I mean, and grabs it with his pickle fork and then rips it out with no anesthesia. Yeah. Welcome to the suck. That was the most painful shit I've ever felt my entire life. And yeah, that sucked. Next time I had to go to surgery for the other side, and they just basically beat the shit out of me with ultrasounds and cracked up the rest of them. But yeah, drink water. PSA. Drink water, Masons. Drink water, listeners.
Because and when you're in pain, don't take your pants off. It's not going to help. It only may potentially
stay away from the energy drinks, because that's pretty much what did it, was the hydroxy cuts.
Okay.
The red meats. And the Monster Energies with no water.
Yeah, I've also told
because that was when I was on my. That's when I was on my weightlifting kick, where I was working out and running and everything.
Taking the ripped fuel.
Yeah. No ripped fuel, just working out. That sucked.
I used to do the ripped fuel.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into Lodge brotherly
rivalries.
Brotherly rivalries. So I just want to say that we're all brothers. We're
between whom no contention shall exist.
Yeah, there's no contention. But I will say that there are rivalries between lodges.
Friendly rivalries.
Absolutely. And I am a firm believer in that competition is good as long as it's kept within due bounds. And what do I mean by that? As long as it doesn't become contentious, right?
Right. Healthy competition usually leads to both parties improving themselves and raising the bar and raising the expectations.
Perfect example would be chili cook-off.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
But, I mean, all joking aside, though, that is a competition between you and worship brother John Gates, right?
Yes.
There was a competition. Yeah. It's a funny competition, like... But it was a competition because you want to win, because now next year you'll do better. I personally am a big fan, and
the next time I won't leave the room so they could stuff the freaking ballot box. But anyway, I digress. Go ahead. All I want to know is, how do I leave the room 5 votes up? Everybody's voted. I'm 5 votes up. 3 people enter and I'm 2 down. How does that happen?
You're welcome, everybody.
How does that happen?
You're welcome, everybody.
How does that happen?
I did it.
I'm not great at math, but I'm 5 up. 3 people enter, and I'm down by 2. How does that happen?
It's like a 2020 election, wasn't it?
I
did
hanging
it.
Chad. I'll show you a hanging Chad.
I did it, everyone. I got it a crack. No, but other just competitions that I want to be clear. Like there should be no contention, which means, like for instance,
No, it's gotta be
we
healthy.
actually talked about it with worship brother right worship brother Mark Hawkins. He is now the Grand
Junior Steward?
Junior Steward.
Yes.
I'm super proud of him. So I was his DD when he was master.
Yes.
So for me, I take that as a very proud dad moment. Like somebody got bumped up to the grand line that I used to be his DD. Like I talk to him on a regular basis. Like that's awesome to me.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
I love it. I love
Awesome
it
for him.
There
are a lot of brothers out there. Why wasn't it me?
That's
how
what
can
I'm
they pick
talking
him? How
about.
can they
Don't
pick
start that shit.
No,
Like,
be happy.
Be happy. Like you want your brothers, you want your other Mason brothers to do better. You want them to do good. Like,
And like,
and we're not talking about that. We're more talking about like competition between lodges. Like, and again, I'm in all seriousness, like chili cook-offs where lodges up against one another, or any type of competitive thing. And I'll give a perfect example. So, being part of the Grand Commandery of the state of Connecticut, I hate, and this is my opinion, solely my opinion, I hate that they say that the inspections that are done for commanderies are not a competition. When they do the inspection, they do it on the order of the temple. You get graded. They grade the uniforms of the knights. I sit there and contend and say, bullshit.
You know what
I want it to be a competition because if you want to be better than another commandery.
Yes.
And what that does is it improves the commandery as a whole. So I want it to be a competition. And one of the ideas that I had for a Grand Commandery was that whatever commandery did best in its inspection, give them a battle streamer on their guide
Give them something, yeah.
on their Bocient.
I've often wanted, like, I've envisioned, like, the Pyramid Shriners, they get their pipe bands together and they go to these competitions. I'd love to see a ritual competition. Like something like middle chamber competition. Get out there and do a middle
competitions.
Chamber. Well, and you know when...
Why aren't we doing this?
When an inspection becomes a competition, you know when? When you say, how'd I do? Hey, you did really well. It's second best degree work I've seen this year. At that moment, you're like, well, who was first? What did they do different? What do we have to do?
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Make it a competition. Competition improves the overall quality of everything. I mean, and look at everything in the world. Everything is a competition between nations, between employees, between between lodges.
But healthy competition, and it will make it better. If you were to tell me, hey, Brother Joe, there's going to be a middle chamber competition coming up in 2 months. We want you to enter on behalf of Morningstar.
Yeah.
Do you know how freaking serious I would take that, and how much studying
and how much better your ritual would
improve?
Because you'd be on that shit nonstop.
Right, because not from and I could hear worship brother Mark Smith in the back of my head going, yeah, but that's ego. That's ego talking.
But it's not ego.
Not ego. It's
not.
pride in your work. It's pride in your craft. If you're telling me that the ancient stonemasons, as they're building these cathedrals and carving these things, they wanted to have...
Hold on, ready? Hey, bro, my stone looks better.
Exactly. You're putting on a display. You're sharing your craft. You're sharing your skills. And, there's a part of everybody... Right. That wants to be prideful of what they do and say, maybe not from a standpoint of I'm better than so-and-so. We're not saying that. It's, hey, I'm the exemplar, or my work is the standard,
now,
to which others are going to raise that bar.
Yeah, because now the next year when... using figuratively example, Morningstar Lodge in 3rd District ends up getting like first place.
Right.
You bet your ass. Harmony and Liberty Continental and Seneca and all these lodges are going to step it up to beat us.
And here's where the difference is. Right. I mean, not for nothing. There's the whole traveling gavel. That's a competition.
Traveling trowel. We started that in Morningstar. Yeah.
That's a competition.
It's a competition.
But here's the difference. If if I felt that I went out and did the best in this hypothetical competition, I went and I freaking nailed the middle chamber to the point where I'm like, yeah, that was my best performance.
Yep.
And somebody from Harmony were to come in and top it, I'd get up and shake their hand immediately and have the utmost respect for them. I wouldn't be down on them. I wouldn't be pissed off.
Right.
It's like, hey, you did a fantastic job. And they'd probably look at me and go, because we wanted to
beat you.
You inspired us to do better ritual. And everybody wins in that competition.
That's how it should be. Like, again, the traveling trowel, that was put into place by worship brother Perry Bartovic, as well as brother Pat Zukas, who, God willing, will be our worshipful master here in Morningstar next year. But
if I could help it.
That was...
No, I'm kidding. That's a total joke. That's a total joke. I'm kidding. I love Brother Pat.
But no,
love your brother.
In all seriousness, though, like, that was something that they did in the whole competition, and it is a competition, is any lodge that shows up to Morningstar with 6 or better brothers gets the trowel. They get to take it back. They get to claim it and take it to their lodge. So what did that do? That's not only getting lodges to start interacting with each other, but on top of that, like, no, we're getting that freaking trowel.
Right.
We're getting that. We're getting that trowel back.
Right, and then
now we have to go retrieve it with 6 brothers.
And
or
what
better.
do you have to do in order to retrieve it? You have to take 6 brothers. You have to go there. You have to visit another lodge, observe their ritual.
Now here's the kicker of it, though.
Their work.
Yeah.
And usually you come back with ideas of, hey, I really like the way they did that.
But now here's the kicker of it, though. Here's the kicker of it. Let's just say Harmony 42 takes that traveling trowel.
Yes.
To their lodge, and Morningstar's like, we're going to show up. We're going to show up with 7 brothers. We're going to show up with 7 brothers. But Seneca shows up with 12. Guess who gets that trowel? Seneca takes that trowel.
Right.
So now we have to step it up even more. You know what I mean? And what that does is it gets brothers interacting between lodges.
It gets them engaged.
And now it's a competition between lodges as to who's going to keep that freaking trowel.
And to a certain extent, and at least the brothers that I know in every district that I'm a part of, just like any other fraternity, ball busting is a big part of it.
Absolutely.
So there's that piece of it where it's going to be, hey, I came and stole the trowel from you. Come get it.
Everybody shits on us for breaking balls and being like how we are, but this is how Masonic lodges are.
That's how you develop bonds. And I just want to get back to...
I can just see Danny Sharkus walking out of Morningstar Lodge with John Cena's music in the background going...
Yeah, I'd tackle him. I would just tackle him. RKO out of nowhere on him.
No, but that's the fun part of it, because it's like, we upped you one. You know what I mean?
Right, and that gets back to, like, when I mention the, there's the expression of, between whom contention... no contention shall exist, except there's a second part of that phrase.
Right.
Except, Christ.
Save that noble contention.
Save that noble contention, or rather emulation of who can best work and best agree. Right. So best work. Mm-hmm. So it's implying in there, hey, if you want to have some kind of friendly contention or noble contention, it's who could do the work the best.
Right.
It's right there.
I don't understand why more Grand Lodges don't do this. I would love. Not for nothing. Whatever. I'm a competitive fuck. That's just who I am. I'm very competitive, but I'm competitive not because of Joe's better than me. It's not that type of competitive. It's more of I can do better. If Joe did good, I want to try to do better.
And even if you fall short, you're better than you were. No, I didn't mean it like that. No, I didn't.
I thought it was coming. I was waiting for it. I'm like,
saying,
here
but even
we
if
go.
You set
I'm
out
5'7" for the record. I'm not too short.
If you set out to do better work than me, which is, and you don't, you're not able to. No, you're still better than you were. So it's still a win-win. And to go back to just real quick, I want to mention most worshipful past Grandmaster Mel Johnson and his phrase that was on his pin. Mudita. It's taking joy in the success and happiness of others.
Right.
And you have to be able to do that. If somebody does something that you're not able to do, rather than being angry and belly aching of, I wish that were me or I wish I could do it, just be happy for that person and for the most part, 90% or more of the Masons that I come into contact with are genuinely happy for anybody's success.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Regardless if it's, hey, that's a guy from my district. Great for him. Not, why wasn't that me? How come I couldn't do it? How come they didn't pick me?
And if you and me, let's just say, use it because it's the only examples we got in the freaking room, but if you and me were in a competition for something, whatever, name it, right?
Yeah.
And I beat you, right? And then eventually later you beat me. I'm like, God damn him! Like it brings me joy that you beat me,
right?
Or got above me, or did better than me, whatever the case may be.
Because I would have to raise the bar and improve myself.
Yeah, because that's
in order to do so.
That's how I look at things. Right. Like it's never a malicious. Well, that should have been mine. Because realistically, that's your ego talking.
Right.
Now that's your ego. That's where ego comes out. Well, that should have been mine. Well, I'm sorry. No. The world don't work that way.
It's if you improve yours. Go back to the opening of every EA degree.
Right.
What come you here to do? And I won't give the answer. The Masons will know the answer to to do certain things. And improving yourself is part of that. And if you're a member of a lodge, you want every member of your lodge to improve themselves. And if you have a rivalry with another lodge, you want them to improve themselves.
That's how you improve.
That improves the craft as a whole. The craft is bigger than any one lodge, any one brother. And as lodges get better and brothers get better and the bar gets raised, the craft benefits.
Yes. Period. I never understood why there's no competition. And one of the things I want to implement, if I ever, God willing, make it to the level of the Grand Commander of the Grand Commandery of the state of Connecticut, and I think I'm like 4 or 5 possessions away.
You're ahead of Messner, though, right?
I am way ahead. Messner's not even part of the Grand Commandery.
Okay.
But that's one of the things I want to implement is I'm going to change that, and I want to say, it's a competition. Because if you win, you get a battle streamer you get to keep on your Bocient.
Even if you got a freaking handshake and said, congratulations, this year you put the best thing on. But
people, let's put it, Knights take pride in their commandery. You got St. Elmo's commandery that they have the most Knights show up. They have, you got New Haven that's been the oldest. Or, no, excuse me, scratch that. What's the one in Hartford? Damn it. Hamilton Commandery? No, not Hamilton. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Know. It's I think it's Washington 1. Whatever. Can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry. We're a couple deep. I apologize to Commandery number 1. But it's a competition. Right. It should be seen as a competition. And the reason being is because that in Commandery will improve. If it's just, did we pass? Oh, we passed? Oh, well, we only need a 70 to pass? What did we get?
Got a 70?
A 72?
Right.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
Right.
But if it's, listen.
See, I'm the guy that gets to 92 and gets pissed off.
Here's the battle streamer. If you get the highest score on your inspection, this gets to go on your Bocient. This gets to go on your Commandery's battle flag, if you will.
Right.
Everyone's going to be like, I want that fucking battle streamer.
Absolutely.
So now it's going to make you do that much better. Another thing, and I've said this before, is that commanderies need to put their own spin on things. And now, one of the things I always wanted, and this was another idea I had, I wanted to do a statewide Knights Templar degree in ancient uniform of Templar.
Yes. Why not?
Because
we do farm degrees, we do Civil War degrees.
There's other commanderies that are not doing this. That absolutely you're going to get knights from New York, Maine, Rhode Island, and
to see something different like that.
To see something like that's incredible. To sit there with the kettle helmets and full chainmail with the tunic and the swords like the actual Templar swords.
Although if you're wearing,
will come to see that.
If you're wearing the chainmail hood, I gotta hear Big Papa Pump is your hookup. Holla if you hear me, because I would have to do that to all my freaks out there.
But that's what.
What happened?
I touched the headphone wire. Okay. That's what they would come for.
Absolutely.
Because it's something that another commandery has. So now you have competition between commanderies, and it makes it the whole better. Oh wow, Connecticut's doing that. well, shit, we got to come up with something else.
Exactly.
That's what inspires people to come. The whole reason, and I'm using Templar as an example, there are Masons that join, that join Masonry specifically to become Knights Templar because they're big-time Templar fans. Like, you have to give them something. My headphones are going weird.
Yeah,
I lost the rate. Whatever.
I did too. Okay, so it wasn't just me. I'm like, oh my God, am I stroking out?
George is going to look like...
Gimli?
I
don't know. I think he looks like Big Papa Pump. Holla, if you hear
Is that because I'm jacked?
I don't even know
Is
who
that because I'm
Gimli
jacked?
is.
Dude! I have no idea who Gimli is.
But you know who Big Papa Pump is.
I do.
Okay. But no, like I've always think about...
That's what years of steroids and D-ball will get you.
But think about something, an event like Grandmasters Day.
Right.
And in the morning...
That was one of the ideas I had about the battle streamers, too. The commandery show up. Whatever commandery shows the most people, you get a Grandmasters Day battle streamer.
But what if first thing in the morning, you go into one of the lodge rooms up at Masonic
After you take your morning shit and coffee.
Well, yeah.
Continue.
And you make sure you do that before you shower, because if you take...
Or show up, because there's no bathrooms at Grand
If you take a dump after you shower, you might as well just scrap the whole freaking day. It makes no sense.
Go ahead.
Imagine, like, in the morning, with just a certain panel available, there was a ritual competition. And it's not open to the public. It's only open to the panel. Or like, think of it like a freaking American Idol of ritual work.
Lord of the Rings.
And
Never
at
seen
some
it,
point, some point, you gotta somebody is the best ritualist that day, or performs the best. Mm-hmm. Imagine how many people would show up not only to support that.
Right.
But, maybe he gets a spot in the front of the parade, or gets to walk with the Grand Master during the parade, because this person, and again, these are accolades, and I know we're going to get some backlash of that's not what Masonry is about. It's not about individual blah, 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 blah. But it's about who can best work and best agree and set an example for others and push others to improve themselves, because that's what Masonry does. We take good men, make them better, and by...
How do you make them better without having a competition?
By pushing... Right.
Push them!
Pushing, and there's different ways to push them, but competition...
This is Mason of the Year because he did X, Y, and Z. He gets to walk on...
Perfect Axler Award.
Yes! But I'm saying, besides that, though, you have a Mason who's got the best ritual... best attendance, best this, best that. You pick him as Mason of the Year, and you put him at the front of the parade with the Grand Master. And let me tell you, you're going to do one of two things. One, you're going to have everybody be like, I want to be that dude. I want to be him. So I'm going to do my best that next year I'm going to be that guy up there. And two, I don't care who you are. You put your ego aside, but people want to feel appreciated.
Yes.
That is the best way to do it, is to stick them center stage and make them feel appreciated next to the Grand Master.
Yes, absolutely.
Flip side of that, I also want to say, and I'm going to go back to Commandery, and I keep harping on Commandery because I look at Commandery, it's supposed to be a militaristic order. Mm-hmm. Right? Of emulating the Ancient Templars. Not related, but emulating the Ancient Templars. One of the things I used to do in high school was part of the junior ROTC. And we used to have drill competitions. We would have drill competitions where other junior ROTCs from all over the place, New York and...
Screw you, Josh McRae.
What do you
say?
Go ahead.
Nothing.
Best attendance, best ritual, best chili. You already lost. But
only because it was fixed.
One of the things we did in high school was the junior ROTC. All right, we would show up. They had drill teams. They had trick drill teams. Then they had individual knockout, which is where you would drill on your military movements. I get it that not all of the older guys are gonna be able to participate in this. However, that's a good thing, because the problem we have is we have an aging commandery that we want new young guys in. Right. That's how you bring them in. So for Grand Commanders out there, I'm putting this out there for you to listen to. That is how you get new guys to join Grand Commandery. If you're a Knight Templar, let your Grand Commander listen to this. That's how you get young guys engaged. You put them in you put them in a drill competition, and you have them show up to this regional, nationwide, whatever you want to call it, drill competition, and you give them medals for whoever has the best drill. And I promise you, and I'll be honest, even though I'm 39 years old and been out of fucking high school for, I don't even know how many fucking years, what, 30? 39, right?
No, I'm coming up on my 30th
20 years?
reunion this
39,
month,
I'd be dead. That was stupid.
Yeah,
all right,
so
we
you're
didn't be
like
11.
20. You're like closer to
20 years out of high school, I still have those medals. I still have them from high school because I was very proud of them, that I actually got 6th place in regional drill knockout. These are the things that you need to do to bring young Masons to the commandery and to Masonry.
Right.
Competition.
So here's a setup for you. Think about it this way.
Best green beans.
So
I'm down with it. Daniel,
so we all Jolly Green Giant, and you're Sprout, the little guy that goes with him.
I know what you meant.
But think of it this. Okay, so every lodge in Connecticut. Let's say Connecticut Blue Lodge right now. Mm-hmm. Every lodge goes through an inspection. Right. So the district deputy is present for each of those inspections.
Correct.
The district deputy would then nominate, because you can't have 140 something lodges in this competition.
Right.
So the district deputy from each district gets to nominate one lodge from his district that he's witnessed on their inspections that does the best degree. And then you have district 3A, 3B.
Right.
So then there's some kind of head-to-head thing between there. You end up with one team from each district that kind of goes off on Grandmaster's Day, and you pick somebody. Like, just think about that. And I think that would be a tremendous competition.
Even if
You'd
you keep
really
it just-
rally people. You don't want to get people to show up for rehearsal for degrees.
Right.
That's one freaking way to do it.
Yeah.
And they'll get really good at it, so they can just do a degree on the spot.
Maybe you don't make it statewide. Maybe you keep it. Maybe
Maybe you do it within your own district.
Scott Madison, not just in public speaking, but as a chapter team, we were able to travel. Oh, excuse me. We were able to travel a bunch of California Bay Area guys that got to go to Medford, Oregon, Dallas, Texas, and Kansas City, Missouri to compete. For some, it was the first time that they got out of state. Yes,
and
that's what we need to do.
So Scott had mentioned in a prior comment, and I asked him to expand on it so we could talk about it. So Senior D Malay and MM ritual competition as a D Malay made such a difference in his life, because it's giving you, again, it's not about being better than other people. So anybody that's like, oh, it's ego, you want to be better than other people. No, it's about setting the bar higher for everybody else and give them something to attain.
Right.
As not only a matter of pride, but it improves the craft. Nobody's going to come down on you, and nobody needs to know who the worst ritual was or the people that fell short, because we're all going to try. We're all going to do the best we can, and some places are different. Like Ashler Aspetuck, back when you were our district deputy, was known for putting on the best degree
You guys
work
put
in the district.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And
I mean, I was blown away when you guys did your, and I'm not just tooting your freaking horn because we're good buddies and everything.
No,
like,
we were known for that.
I sat there and I'm like, all right. So first off, I seen a lodge before, which I won't disclaim. That, I mean, literally was like, it was a, we'll leave it at that. It was bad. And then I come into Ashlar Aspetuck. I'm like, all right, I'm expecting to be a little bit better. I mean, and worship brother Mark Smith, man, let me tell you, he was clicking his heels and I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, that's like he's a Marine too, and he didn't like that. Absolutely.
But I'm just saying, like, the ritual work was, I mean, spot on, word for word.
Even something
you had, what the hell was his name? He did the whole wrest the Bible away from the...
Oh, Dennis Corsolini.
Bingo!
Worship brother Dennis Corsolini.
I was
bring him in just for that.
And then...
And the irreligious libertine!
And then you sons of bitches hit me with the second lecture, and I'm like, oh, I've never even heard this before.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, wow.
Because everybody wanted to put their own stamp on, because it was something, and this is a great point that you're bringing up. So, Right Worshipful Brother Ray Collette, Right Worshipful Brother Rob Kerwin, love them both, hate them both at the same time, but I love them more. They set the bar really high on ritual work. Really, really high. Yeah. So they taught us the proper way coming through, And then as we were coming through, there was always something of, hey, I want to add this little thing.
Yep.
I want to. It's not. It's not. What's the landmark? There's a specific word that's keeping my mind right now where we can't like just add stuff to ritual or take.
Right. Yep.
But we can enhance it. And
Make it
everybody wanted to do something different. Like in Ashlar Aspetuck, I did the middle chamber. I was the first person to do the full middle chamber in a couple of years. Then the people behind me are like, ooh, I want to do that, but I want to add this spin on it.
Right.
You know, Mark Smith did a great job, did it word perfect, walked it through, had his own like very stern lecturing kind of approach.
Right.
We had another brother, worshipful brother Scott Shalinsky, who worked for Disney for a number of years, was very theatrical. He turned it into like this big production. Worshipful brother Mark Zuccarello, who was a guest on the show not long ago, wanted it to be like, hey, it's just me and you walking down the street talking. Yeah. That was his approach. And there were different ways to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody added something where it was like, wow.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. And you know what I've added here in Morningstar with the lantern and guiding through the middle chamber. Like everybody has a different idea to raise the bar and add more. And you know who benefits the most? The people going through the degree.
The candidate.
The candidate or the brother going through is like mind blown. And it just makes us better.
Josh McCrae, would you make it a head-to-head bracket style competition or more of a pool style where each group is scored individually and wins with total points?
I'm thinking more pool style, almost like a cheer competition. Or
here's the problem, though. Every district deputy is going to want his district to win, right? So that's going to be more difficult. I personally think that it should be more of a district-based. We'll let the district deputies pick who the best is of their, and they get to be, you know, the lodge of the district or whatever it is. Yeah. But to make it more of a head-to-head or a pool type thing where you gain points, I mean, the only way you could do that on a Grand Commander, or excuse me, I keep saying Grand Commander, Grand Lodge, or even Grand Commander scale is if you literally had Grand Commandery at every single inspection, or Grand Lodge at every single inspection, inspecting the work. And that for Grand Lodge officers becomes extremely daunting. So I would keep it as a district base. Each district picks the best. Each district deputy picks the best. And I just want to say, if I can go back in time and this competition was Ashlar Aspetuck, hands down would have won that.
At that point in time, absolutely.
I remember the Grand Master at the time when I sent in my inspection report, and he goes, and I don't even know if you got it, because I think it was...
No, I don't think we did.
Farmer was before you. Anthony Farmer.
Yes.
Was your worship master.
He was two before me, yeah. Well,
he was the one I did.
Technically, it ended up being one before me. Yeah.
I remember. I don't know if I sent it to him. I may have not, because district deputies usually send their final remarks back to the lodge for improvement or whatever the case. But I remember the Grand Master at the time sat down and he's like, "Dude, you scored him off the charts." He's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, without a doubt."
Oh God,
without a doubt. They didn't miss a single word. They didn't miss a single beat. They had everything ready for me. It was the best inspection, hands down, I've ever had to do, and it was. I was mind blown.
And I won't often give them a lot of credit, but like I said, Right Worshipful Brother Ray and Right Worshipful Brother Rob, that was all them pushing us. I can remember Right Worshipful Brother Rob Kerman when I was senior deacon and caught in the death triangle between him as master and Right Worshipful Brother Ray Collette in the treasurers thing. Think of Donnie, like those incidents that the two of them, and I was caught in the middle. But, like, I'll never forget, like, he was a cheerleader. They wanted you to do well until you actually did it, and they would throw some barbs at you just to make sure you didn't think you were better than them.
Right.
But it's all a fun part of the competition. But, like, the way he explained it to me, he's like, no, you have command of the floor. This is how you need to walk around. This is how you need to, you are the master of the floor. Through me, you have the power to do this and this. And it was very empowering, and it gives you the confidence, and it just changes the way you do the whole ritual work. And Ray, who is our senior deacon emeritus at Ashlar Aspetuck, because he knows the rituals so well, like, he pushed you. And there were some times where I'm like, God, he's being such a prick. But you like that tough teacher you had in
Yeah.
school, you realize after the fact,
Right.
no, he just wanted me to be better. He wasn't being a prick. He just wanted me to be better.
Right. So we got what time we got? We got like 4 minutes left. So
Yeah.
Scott Madison says our state meeting is on Monday. We meet to practice every Monday, at least an hour, and after we go have a beer together. As a lodge, we know each other as brothers and friends. He also said for ritual competition, D. Molay has a pretty good model. And best individual parts, but also team scores.
Yeah, so almost like a battle of the bands type thing. You have a best overall. You go out there, you play your set. You have the best overall band, but you might have best drummer, best guitarist, best lead singer, like that type of thing.
And I just want to say, this type of competition is going to make Masons want to show up to that freaking rehearsal. Because the problem is that we have people, we say, oh, we're going to do a rehearsal. Nobody shows up. But if you put a banner, battle streamer,
some incentive
behind it to make them do better, I bet you're going to see more Masons showing up at your rehearsals and or showing up when a degree is on for the inspection. So, love it.
Yeah, no, and I think it's good. I think it's good. You know, again, if for somebody who says it's not Masonic to compete and blah, blah, blah.
Here's the other thing. Let me just address that.
Most noble contention of good best work and best degree.
Let me just elaborate on that, though. Here's the thing. You want to say, yeah, Masons shouldn't have ego and all. Yeah, okay. But we're still a fraternity of men. And men, I don't care who you are. You have a sense of an ego. There is nowhere in the Masonic ritual where it says to deny your ego. It simply says to deny your passions.
Subdue them.
Subdue your passions.
Not even deny them. Subdue them.
Keep them it says nothing about ego. So what is the problem with Masons having an ego saying, yeah, we kicked your ass?
That might cross the line.
No, but I'm talking about like in a friendly competition wise.
Right.
We beat you. Yeah, we're the shit. Our lodge is awesome.
Right.
But
you're not going to go take one of the three great lights and spike it in front of them and say, yeah.
No, but think about it though. After we go to like I'll give you a perfect example. We have Blue Lodge Council here in the 3rd District, right? And Morningstar shows up at 3, but you always get like Shepherd Salem's like, because they do like a numerical call of how many people from each lodge is there, right? And it's always like Morningstar Lodge 3, King Solomon's Lodge 5, Shepherd Salem 8. You're like, fuckers, they got more people than we do. It's a competition. We're men. That's what we are. You can't deny our animal instinct, in a sense.
Right. And you can't deny it. You are to keep it in check and subdue it.
Yes, keep it in check and subdue it. Don't be a douche about it, but enjoy the competition.
Ultimately, competition in any industry, in any walk of life, competition makes you better.
Yes, even if your chili sucks, it's still a competition. Got him. You ready to shut it down?
I'm going to shut you down.
Anyway.
But all kidding aside, look how much material we got out of that chili competition.
Yes, we did.
We've had years of material, and it never gets old. Right. So, it's like I still think he cheated, but it's friendly, and it's like I know I won. It's okay. But it's going to be a story that'll link he and I forever. 20 years from now, we're sitting in a retirement home somewhere.
Right.
Hey, remember that time you cheated at the chili cook-off? What do you mean I cheated? I didn't cheat.
Right.
I walked out, I was up 5. I came back, 3 people entered. I'm down 2. And it's like it becomes like an old codger. Next thing you know, I'm throwing my teeth at him.
Right.
Because I'm pissed off.
That looks like a spam risk.
Yeah, Hempel, Texas. I don't know anybody in Hempel. I didn't even know there was a Hempel, Texas.
Yeah, I get one from, what the hell was the other one I had the other day?
Your sister's ass?
Milford. Oh. It was like, it was either Milford or something, New York. I'm like, I don't know anybody from whatever. Anyway.
Anywho. Tonight was fun.
Tonight was fun.
We promised fun.
Yep. I got to pee, so we're going to go. I got to pee. But we're going to shut this down. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope.
Oh, Christ. You scared the crap out of me.
Come say hi before you go bye-bye.
Son of a mother.
And all of our listeners think that you're actually dead, so, I mean.
I am dead. How are you?
Don't hug me. I got to pee. I'll piss all over you. I swear to God.
I swear if anybody puts me in the boards. I'm going to piss all over myself.
Rafferty in the house.
How are you, Raph? We're just about to sign off.
Yeah, we're going to sign off.
Hang around.
Downstairs?
What's that?
Sue's working downstairs.
Oh.
Jimmy's.
Well, come say hi for a
Oh,
quick.
come say hi.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
For the Freemasons podcast, we're signing off. Rafferty is back.
Guess who's back? I'm back again. Baldy's back. Oh, sorry.
Tell some, man.
I love you.
Anyway, for the Freemasons podcast, I'm Right Worship Brother George Marty signing off.
Worship Brother Joe signing off.
Brother Raph, signing off.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Hit that end button, Joe.
What am I doing? Down here or up here?
No, go over here to OBS.
Do you want me to hit
Nope, OBS right here.